What is up, everybody from the internet? This is John from the YouTubes. Good morning. It is Sunday morning, and this is a little bit of a hardware-software test. If you watched the Apple keynote a few weeks ago, around the iPhone 11 announcement, they shared, there was a small part in the keynote where they were talking about just some of the new software, kind of hardware-enabled things around the camera. Camera was a big deal, obviously. 2 or 3 cameras, I don't know. But anyway, the more important thing was they shared an update to their API. And effectively, you're now able to record both the front and back of the camera, front side camera, or the forward-facing camera and the back-facing camera at the same time, like what I'm doing right now. And they've actually opened up access to those hardware components, the actual lenses itself. And so, you are able to record both at the same time. So I thought, I was fiddling around with it. I thought do a little bit of a tech test, and maybe even go as far as developing, building out a little, an app that I could use for myself to do a little bit more of these things. Because this is kind of cool, right? Because you're able to join me on my walk, which I'm able to do, every week. And there are other people, on the trail. Awesome, we're gonna get out of this guy's way. Morning. It's cool, right? So these kind of more immersive type of experiences that you can build for folks. And I like building experiences. But anyway, so I thought, want a little bit of a tech test. And so you can join me on my morning walk. Right now we're at kind of the bottom of the walk in terms of elevation. You missed some great vistas as we were coming down. I actually recorded a very long video. It didn't save to the camera roll, so I'm really fucking pissed off. So that did not work. Hopefully it'll save this one. Maybe if not, I'm screwed. But I just wanted to talk very briefly about the power and importance of community building in your own life. And we all know this. There are things in our life that are absolutely guaranteed, 100% guaranteed to happen in your life. And unfortunately, these things are not super happy, super positive, but they are. They're just things that happen. Pain, suffering, death, and it's all coming for us. I'm gonna let these folks pass. Yeah. Good morning.
Morning.
That's the way to do it. See, actually, that is a really good example. You can either do life like that gentleman who passed me earlier, right, and do it solo, which is fine. Nothing wrong, nothing fundamentally wrong with that. This metaphor and analogy will die quickly. But running in a group is so much more motivating, or exercising, doing anything, with other folks. More often than not, it's just more fun. Anyway, because as I've been thinking through recovery, my process of recovery, what I've realized is that I'm really fortunate. I have invested, sometimes intentionally, a lot of times accidentally, but I've invested and built a pretty strong relational network that allows me to accelerate the process and pace of recovery when things go south, when things go bad, And why I think this is important, for you and me, is because the challenges of life, the struggles, pain, suffering, those things are happening. People in your life will die, right? And you will mourn their death and people will mourn yours. You're going to get sick. You're going to have tragic events happen. Maybe super traumatic events, just accidents. And things that just going to create pain and suffering in your life. These are inevitable. You know this. You've lived long enough to experience, maybe too many already. But a huge part of our recovery, regardless of your personality, regardless of your, beliefs, a huge part of our ability to recover is getting in relationship with others, right? And making sure that you have folks to talk to and talk through, the challenge of life. And if you don't have a foundation, a community around you, it makes the process of recovery that much harder. And if you've been around this channel, oh my God. Okay, so this is one of the huge hills. Not as obvious. This is a little bit of a struggle, so I'm going to be out of breath by the time I get to the top here. Okay. So the point is, you and I, we need to be intentionally investing and building our relationship network, not just for utilities purpose, not just for fun, not just because, but intentionally for a reason. To intentionally design, as my brother often says, to design your life in a way where it's the most conducive to health, physical, mental, psychological, emotional health. And the question that I have for you and for me, oh my God, is when was the last time you were intentionally building your relationship network and the community around people in your life in preparation for the imminent, the unavoidable events of your life that are going to be hard to deal with by yourself? When was the last time that you intentionally thought, I need a little bit more relationships in my life. I need a little bit more. Okay, so clearly I'm the first person to actually walk through that particular area. So we'll walked right through a cobweb. I hate that. Oh, at the top now. Oh my God. So where was I? Okay, so when was the last time that you thought, man, I need to continue to bolster, to add to, to make more robust the community around me in preparation for the inevitable, for the bad things that are coming. I know that's weird. That might be even a little bit morbid, but I don't think it's not. I think it's being strategic. Again, Pete, my brother says this all the time. Intentionally design your life in a way to maximize, right? The creation of value. Not just money. Sometimes just mental health. Whew, okay. And that's why I really value and love my community at Yen, because I feel like I have this growing network of people who care about me and have sent me public and private messages sharing their story as they've struggled through depression, they've struggled through anxiety, they struggled with kind of relational fallout and the consequences of really messing relationships up in our lives. And we all know what that's like. But the older I get, the more obvious it becomes. We need to spend more time. I need to spend more time making sure that my relationships are strong so that I can be supported in times of trial, but then also that I can support my friends when they go through the shit. And one of the cool and more visceral examples of this is one of my friends in San Francisco that I've been just so grateful to have grown and built. And you may have even seen him on the blog a couple times. And I helped him. I was available, to support him as he went through an incredibly difficult, messy divorce. And I just made myself available. And intentionally invested in that relationship. Now he's an incredible support system for me. So it's being reciprocated, and what a beautiful thing. But so I have that, but then also have this growing community online that I think is awesome. And so I just, it's just an encouragement and a reminder to everyone. This way, that's not okay, yeah. Just a reminder to everyone, we all need to intentionally invest in our relationships and to create a strong foundation for when we really need it. Because when we don't need it, we don't really think about it. But when we do, this, we really do. Anyway, so just checking in. Thank you all for your support, your comments, your prayers, your meditations. I love all of it. And but I think especially for those who privately shared some very sensitive experiences of your past and even things that you're struggling with today. Thank you for entrusting me with that information. I have no one to share it with, and so it's safe with me. But for you folks, I can't be the only one. You need more folks in your life to help work through those things, and I pray that you will. I pray that you'll continue to build those relationships just as I am. All right, I'm about halfway through, I think, if I remember, trail. I'm going to start hitting some pretty challenging climbs here, although that one was really tough, just coming out of the dry creek bed area. Now there's another one right here, and I'm going to start losing the ability to hold this phone because it's heavy. Anyway, love you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday and week. And I'll check in with all y'all a little bit. Love ya. Later.